Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good day. As always, my name is Michael and thank you for joining me. So today there's two things I want to talk about. The first thing, I want to address what I announced in my last video, and that is how and why I quit my job a little over a year ago, and why I took all of 2017 off. Because as a personal finance YouTuber, that may seem like a strange action to take, but I at least want to talk about why I did that, and I also want to announce the February cash giveaway winner. So that's what I'll be talking about today. Now, to start off with, the big story, I quit my job over a year ago. I did not have a new job lined up. It was a total leap of faith. Not to say that I hadn't planned it out somewhat, but I didn't have, like I said, another job opportunity lined up. I just realized that this is something that I'd want to do for a while. I'd always wanted to branch out on my own. I know a lot of people in my family that they are their own bosses. They've made kind of their own living. They don't answer to anybody. And I've always just admired and appreciated that. And I really honestly respect any business owner because of the risk that they took and an effort to make the life that they want to make. And so that's what I wanted to do for myself. Now, let me give you a little bit of a back history with my work career at the credit union. I had worked there a little over 8.5 years, and I started that job when I was 19 years old. I worked as a teller. I went on to be a personal banker. And I'm not trying to brag when I say this, but I was good at my job, right? It got to the point where I was doing so many loans, and when I say loans, guys, I try to help people, right? I try to refinance loans from crappy auto refinance places and help them save money on their interest rate. Or if they have credit card debt, I want to try and help get that rate lower. Like, I did my best to help people, and that was kind of a rewarding and fulfilling thing, but you do one thing for over 8.5 years and you just get burnt out, and I felt like that's what I really needed to do, was just take a break and get away from this. It's kind of ironic that I left when I did, because I was on top of my career at that point in time, right? To this day, I think I still hold the record for the history of the credit union as far as like most production in a month goes. At the very last year that I worked there, I'd made more money than I'd ever made before. For full disclosure, it's not insane amounts of money, but I made a little over $63,000 my last year at the credit union. And I got noticed to the point where I kind of created my own department, right? So a lot of things were going well for me, but again, there's just something about doing the same thing over and over and over again that just, personally, it ate away at my soul. I think Steve Jobs has this one quote that goes something to the effect of, like, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't want to go do what you're about to do for that day, right? If that happens too many times in a row, you need to change something. And that's what I was going through. Even though I was helping people and I was good at my job and I had a great boss and I didn't work weekends and I made good money, like, all of these things were wonderful benefits to the job, but every single day I got in my car, I drove to work that same path every single day, and I probably sat in my car for 2 minutes just dreading going to work, because I knew that I was just going to be miserable for 8 hours, 5 days a week. And that just, it wasn't healthy, right? It's not like I was depressed or anything like that. I just needed something different. I had to get out, and in the back of my mind, I always realized that you've wanted to do something on your own. You wanted to take a leap of faith. You want to be your own boss. You don't want to have to answer to anybody, right? And so that's when I ultimately decided that it's time to leave. And how I was able to leave is a few things, and this is really where I think my advice comes into play. For anyone who's in a similar situation, or maybe you're just starting your career and you think, I'm going to be here for a while, this is my advice. When it comes to personal finances, getting a new job and making lots of money tends to trap you, because you feel like, oh, now that I make this money, right, I can buy the nice car and the house and the clothes, and I can go out and get drinks with friends all the time. And to a certain degree, you can do that, right, because a good salary and a good income affords that. But over time, when you keep buying these things, you're trapping yourself into this career or work environment, right? So where if you're miserable like I was, and you want to leave, you want to do something different, but oh, I have to worry about this mortgage payment and this credit card bill and these personal loans and these student loans, right? If I don't work for a month or 2 months, I'm screwed. I can't afford everything, right? You're trapped at that point, right? You are not nearly as mobile as I would want to be personally, right? So be careful with your expenditures, right? Don't let lifestyle creep come into play and prevent you from living the life that you want to live, right? The only reason why I was able to take a year off and not worry about it is I had saved up a good amount of money, and I didn't have any of those things. I didn't have a car payment. I have no credit card debt. I have no student loans. The only debt that I have is my old condo, right? It's a mortgage, but it's now a rental property, and I rent that out. It covers my mortgage, my HOA, and I make a little bit of money, right? So because of that, I was able to take off. That's the number one reason why I could do what I did, is because I saved and I didn't have any obligations. So guys, it's not me trying to humble brag when I say I could do this, but honestly, I would give you this advice. Do not trap yourself to the point where you're not able to live the life that you want to live. That's advice number one. And as for my second advice, and this may sound kind of like head in the clouds sort of thinking, but do what you love. Do what makes you happy, right? I don't think there's enough money in the world worth hating your life or, you know, part of your day 5, 6, 7 days out of the week, right? That's just, it does not seem healthy to me, right? I don't think I was totally down and out miserable at my job, but I was just, it was like I was in purgatory for 8 hours of the day, and I was a zombie, right? I was like, okay, here we go, you know, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the weekends hit, and you catch your breath, and then it's all over again. So if that's what you're experiencing, you gotta find something different, right? You should not be hating your existence for that many hours of the day, that many days of the week. So find something that you love to do. And guess what? I loved working at the credit union in the beginning, but things change, right? And so don't feel ashamed that you're like, oh, I've got a good job and it provides for me and all this other stuff. Why can't I just like this job? Well, don't think like that, right? Understand that you're not meant to do the same thing forever. Your job does not define you as a person. And that kind of leads into my last and third final piece of advice, and that is to look at a job for something that provides you an opportunity to learn something, a skill set even, right? So what I learned at the credit union totally allowed me to make this channel. There's no way I could have made this channel if I didn't work at the credit union, right? I got this job at 19 years old. I didn't know anything about personal finance skills other than don't spend more than you make, right? That one's pretty obvious, but I didn't know anything about credit or how interest works on loans or anything about loans or investing. I knew nothing, right? And so I'm 100% appreciative of everything that I learned at the credit union, and I told everyone that, you know, the reason why I'm leaving is not because I dislike this company, it's just I need to go out and do this, right? And that's another piece of advice. Don't burn your bridges in case you ever do need to go back, but honestly, look at a job as to what you can learn from it. And if you feel like, you know what, I've learned everything I need to learn from this job, and I've got my finances in order, and I want to do something different, do something different, right? We're all meant to expand and learn and grow. And so that's what I was trying to do. And in this year, I have learned a lot. I've grown a lot. You know, A, with this channel, and B, like networking and finding out how to make more opportunities for yourself. You know, I couldn't have gone on the amazing vacation that I went on, right? When me and my girlfriend went to Cambodia, Thailand, India, and Japan, right? When we did all that for a month and a half, there's no way I could have done that if I would have stayed at my job, right? You know, for a while I was even thinking about going part-time just to say, okay, I've got my finances covered. I don't need to make as much money as I'm making. I'd rather just work less hours and be happier. And they kind of said, no, you can't do that. We need you full-time. You don't have an option, right? So all of these things just added up to say, you know what? I learned what I need to learn, but this just isn't working out for me anymore. So that's my story, guys. If you have any questions specifically about it, definitely put it in the comment section down below. It is really, really hard to make an entire experience of 8.5 years condensed down to like 10 minutes and explain my story. So again, if you've got any questions, let me know. I'll be as transparent with you as I can. As for the other thing, let's announce the winners for February's cash giveaway. The two winners this month are Lisa C. and Pauline Elizabeth. Congratulations. Please get in touch with me. Email me at commonsensemike@gmail.com, or I'm also going to respond to you in your comments on the video that promoted this giveaway. Also, before I forget, right, I do want to talk about my experience with the February challenge, and it was really simple. Any miscellaneous or extra expenses that you made, I had to match it, and I'm going to apply it towards my condo. Now, this may not seem like very much, but I wrote down every frivolous expense that I had. I went out to get barbecue, which cost me $18. Me and my girlfriend went to the movies, and it's one of those theaters where you can get something to eat as well. Total, I think we saw 3 movies. I spent $57 there. $4 for coffee. Also, guys, I never spend money on coffee. The only reason why I bought coffee is because I had an interview with a new real estate broker, and that's the only reason why I pay for coffee. And I don't know what this last restaurant expenditure was, but it was $19. So grand total, I spent $96 in extra expenses last month. So I try to keep a tight ship, and especially if you don't work for a year, you tend to keep a tighter budget than normal, but that's kind of what I experienced. Definitely let me know how much you spent and how much you're applying towards debt or emergency fund or, you know, savings accounts, whatever it might be. Put it in the comment section below. But that's what I want to talk about today. Congratulations to the winners. I will be doing this again in March and pretty much every month. So definitely make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share so you can be entered into the cash giveaway. But thank you for watching. Take care. I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, I know I just said this stuff, but let me say it again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And to support you, here's 2 more videos that I've made in the past in case you haven't seen them. Don't forget to share these with your friends and family so we can help all the people achieve their financial goals. Likewise, if there's anything that you would want to see made that you haven't seen thus far, definitely don't hesitate to let me know. But thanks again, take care, and have a good day.